Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you on our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having these three sessions daily on the same YouTube channel and the same Zoom link. The first session is in the morning, 8 a.m. This one. The other one is in in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m. and the last one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these three sessions are geared towards new seekers who want to understand about Sahaja Yoga, want to learn what it really is, some basics, um, introduction to Sahaja Yoga. And we have these sessions for less than 1 hour where we talk about Sahaja Yoga, we talk about an internal subtle system, and of course, we go for meditation, self realization experience right here. All these sessions are daily and they are, in fact, in Hindi. Only on Saturday morning, we started a session in Marathi, and on Sunday morning, one session in English for people coming who requested to understand in other languages as well. So, people who do not understand English, I would request you to go and attend other sessions or um anytime you can attend daily. They are available. Even the past sessions recorded are available on the YouTube channel. Apart from this, we have one more session going on daily at 5:30 p.m. This is for people who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation and figure out, how to meditate and work deeply with other Sage yogis. A large collectivity comes at 5:30 p.m. session every day. So, this is about the sessions. Now let us start the discussion that we are here for. Um, so I guess people who are new would they would want to know what is Sahaja Yoga essentially. And the question becomes critical because there are so many yogas out there or organizations out there who are preaching different things, and it's a bit of a mayhem right now in our minds as to what is yoga, what is to be expected, and how is it different, and is different even good. So the problem is that we have no idea what to expect actually, and our ideas about truth and God are quite, um, I should say, quite mangled with the current things being thrown at our way. So let us see what is it that is yoga, what is it that is to be expected in realization, self-realization, Atma Sakshat, all these big things that we keep hearing of. And is this even something that, I mean, people understand these to be very far off things that only very few would get out of millions and all of that. So how is it that, we normal human beings can get it? Sahaj Yog was started by Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, whose photograph you can see right behind me, in 1970. And she talked of a way which was, in fact, quite novel in the sense that it was about self realization for amas, for the collective, for the general. And before this, self realization was always there. So Sahaj Yoga is, in a way, nothing new. It is thousands of years old um, knowledge in our great country. The biggest heritage of our country is, in fact, this knowledge, for which thousands of people come every year, and many of them sadly get befooled. But there is a knowledge, a great knowledge in this country for which people are flocking here. So this was a very novel thing to talk about self-realization amas, but self-realization has been there for ages. Yoga, the word yoga means union. Union of what? And if it is really union, then can this be achieved by outside physical activities or mental activities or something that we do? We do asanas thinking this is yoga sometimes. People do breathing exercises or some other kriya, external things that we do. or take mantras, and there's so many things that have come up. Unfortunately, as Shree Mataji proclaimed to the world that you cannot do anything about it. It is sahaj, it is spontaneous, it happens on its own. Actually, in the past also, it had always been sahaj. But there was a one guru, one shishya parampara, and that guru would give self realization to only one disciple. That was what was followed among Nathpanthis and so many who came before and secretly worked on this because the general public would not understand and they always foresaw that the time has not come for all of them to get it. So it was always kept secretive. And the one guru would give self realization to one disciple out of many who would come to him. He would take great tests and, really put them to hard tasks. And that is how it has been described that it's very difficult to get self realization because the things that you have to do first to keep yourself all right, they themselves are very difficult to follow. So, for example, Patanjali talked about yoga. He gave 8 parts to yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Now, let's not go into all of that, but it is essentially first starts with yam, yam, pranayam, pratyahara. So he has described the difficult phases. First, to keep yourself in discipline, then do this, then keep your physical body all right. So there's 1/8 small, wee bit of the 1/8 of that is in fact yoga, where asana, sorry, which means doing physical activities also, because you have to keep yourself all right. So first, the idea was to perfectly put yourself in a perfect condition, and only then the guru will decide that yes, this person is worthy of it. So I'll give him self-realization. And even after that, getting that, people would get lost. So that is why the gurus were so particular about this, that will not give it to any Dick, Tom, Harry. And it has to be a very, very special person who gets it. And he gets it after a real hardship. That is how the idea of getting self realization became very difficult for us, normal household people. Shrimataji, when she came, she saw the world where it was and figured out so many wrong people also posturing as gurus and taking advantage of people. And she thought that this is the time now that this has to happen for the world. So the discovery of Sahaj Yoga is in fact self-realization for amas. So how is it different from the old way? And if we consider that we've seen Rishi Munis and doing tapasyas and for lives together, it is said, then they would get self-realization. So how does it work out in our case? Do we get all of that so easily, so quickly? So the answer is no. The old way was, in fact, like, let's say you have a lamp, you have to light the lamp. So you could first see everything is all right or not. First of all, there's no light. So without that light, you put it, if it's broken, you mend it, the glass, you change it, or some things are broken, some screws, nuts are not okay. You put that all right. You do all the hard work, clean it, everything, and then if the guru wishes, the light will come in that. So that was the old way and it was rather difficult. Shimadaji says the time is such that first we have to light the lamps. Then in that small light also, whatever comes, let's just see ourselves, how we are. And we can correct ourselves with that light. So this is the way of Sahaj Yoga, and that is how it is quite different. Now, this is something that has been talked about in many, many scriptures. In many religions, it is said that there will be a time of resurrection, time of Kayama, and so many such things have been promised all across. It's not about one religion, but all of them. And especially in our great country, thousands of years ago, this has been prophesied and promised. Uh, for example, there's a Nal Damayanti Akhyan where story of King Nal being separated from his wife Damayanti is talked about. And he catches hold of Kali, whose yuga we live in. And he says that you are so evil, you separated me from my wife, so I'll destroy you so that you don't hurt others. Kali said, "Go ahead, O great king, but first listen to my importance. When my time will come, people living in their households will get self realization. And these are people, normal household people will get self realization. And these are the same people who are today searching for God in hills and dales will be born as household people and will get their self realization. This is just one example. And listening to this king, Nal, of course, let him go. But we can see that we live in great times of confusion. This is called as the Ghor Kali Yuga. It's the darkest of darkest. Um, you pick up a newspaper and day and you feel like, oh, is this really what God thought of when He built all of this great world and brought us to this height of epitome of evolution? One begs this question that is this really the world is for? Even living our lives at times, one may question that is this all? Am I just here to uh, study, then colleges, and then work, and then have money and family, and accumulate wealth, and build houses, and then leave it all and die? Many times these questions come to us, and many times we wonder. And that is how people have started searching. There are people who search to answer these questions, but there are also many who come to Sahaj Yoga seeking answers to the problems of their lives. They're under stress, they have family troubles, money troubles, physical troubles, mental troubles, and people are just so stressed out that it seems that all of this advancement and all of this, uh, whatever human beings have been able to do, has it been worth it? Of course, this is part of all of this great confusion of these great times, which has pushed, in fact, all of us to search for God. Never in history so many people at the same time had been searching for something higher. We've always been religious group, but religion and spirituality are different. This is the great boon of these great times, and at the same time, we have all of these great attacks on us all the time, where many bad things have come up in this world. So the solution to all of this is, in fact, for us to get our self-realization. What is self-realization? Let us see. Because the problem is we don't know. Even though this is our great heritage, we do not know. And this is the biggest problem. Because today, even sitting and listening to this session, you don't know what to expect. When we don't know what to expect, we cannot for sure make out with our minds at least that yes, this is correct. The problem is we do not have the eyes to see. So Kabira said, Sab jag andha kaise samjhaun? How do I explain when the whole world is blind? That is the problem. So without getting a self-realization, we cannot find out what is the truth and what is being told. Is this really the reality? But that is the way of Sahaja. So, for example, these great saints who came in this world, they all were born on a different level than us. They were all born, let's say, on the 10th story. We live on the ground floor. But, and that's how we never understood them. You know, the stories of so many saints in India and even abroad whom were tortured and were not let to live. I mean, Ganeshwara took Jal Samadhi at 21. Adi Shankaracharya, we know, was not allowed to even uh, properly give the last rites to his mother. So, this has been the case for the saints in our country. But the problem is that they were all born on a different level, and we could not understand what they were saying because they could see something different that we could not see. So the way of Sahaja Yoga is really to lift us up, let's say even to the first or second floor. And from there we can start seeing. And that is what is going to happen to us when we get our self-realization today. And we can figure out that yes, there is something high. We get that understanding. And through that, we can start seeing for sure. Now, this is all a little vague to talk about, but let's use subtle system chart to understand this in a little bit more details. That will, I guess, help us. And then we can talk about what happens exactly when we get our self-realization. Then, of course, we go for a meditation session. So this chart, I'm sure all of us have seen by now, because there is an awareness that has come in, which allows us to get exposed to these things now. But when Sahaja was started, and maybe even a decade ago, people did not know about Kundalini, etc. at all. We'll just spend a few minutes here and then understand what happens to us when we get our self-realization. When we were in our mother's womb, the energy that created us, it said that life comes in a fetus at 2.5 months or so. That is exactly the time when this power that created us enters through the fontanelle bone area here. There is a bone which was a soft bone when we were kids, or very small toddlers, and even little born babies. If you have seen them, it's a very soft bone. Sometimes it even pulsates in kids. So this is the place from where it enters. And when it enters, it passes through a brain forming, which is sort of a prism kind of a shape. And we know that light refracts through the prism. So that refraction happens and it gets distributed into three parts. The one coming from the right goes to the left, which is shown in the left, in the blue line here, which is called as the Ida Nadi. It is also called as the moon channel. This channel inside us, on the physical side, takes care of our sympathetic nervous system on the left hand side, and emotionally, it is essentially the place from all our emotions come, our desires come. It is also the channel of our past. So people who are very emotional, think of past too much, live on this channel too much. The energy coming from the left going to the right is shown in the yellow. It is called as the Pingla Nadi. It is also called as the sun channel. On the physical, it takes care of our sympathetic nervous system on the right hand side, and it is the channel of our action, action being mental action, physical action, everything. Also, this is the channel of our future. So aggressive people working too hard, they're all the time on the sun channel. These two channels take care of our sympathetic nervous system completely. The energy coming from the center creates a central channel, which is the channel of our present. And these seven flower-like things that you see here, which are called as chakras or energy centers or whatever name you call them. These are in the subtle, so you cannot see them. But in the gross, they manifest as plexuses or crossing points of thousands of channels in these places. And they govern our organs around these chakras, particularly. And they govern our complete being, that is, mental being, physical being, emotional being, everything, spiritual being as well. So, all of this creation happened inside us when we were born, in fact. Now, all of this creation being done, this energy comes and settles down at the end of our spine, almost at the end. There is a triangular bone. It's called as the sacrum bone, very interestingly named as sacrum, which means sacred by the Greeks. So they probably knew something is special about this bone. So when it comes and settles down, it forms coils, forms 3.5 coils. And coils in Sanskrit is kundal. This being our mother power, mother energy, she's called as Kundalini. She is our individual mother. Each one of us has an individual mother who is with us in all of our lives, knows every little thing about us. And her only goal and aim is to give us our second birth, our self realization. Interestingly, in Sanskrit, a realized soul is called as Dvijaha, means twice born. Also, a bird is called as Dvijaha because a bird first comes as an egg. So the world for the bird is just the egg. But when it breaks through, so it's twice born, it sees the world for what it really is. And that is essentially what happens when we get our self realization. We see the world for what it truly is, a completely new dimension that has been kept from us in a way, or we have not known it, opens up to us. How does that happen? Awakening of this Kundalini again and piercing through the fontanel bone area gives us our self realization. This awakening happens only by the grace of somebody who is a realized soul. It cannot happen on its own. When it breaks through, the Kundalini breaks through this fontanel bone area, the last chakra called Sahasrara, there is an all pervading power of God. We've been told since childhood, at least in the Hindu religion, that Kan Kan mein Bhagwan. That means every molecule and atom, there is God. But we have never seen him or felt him. We know it, maybe mentally or in our heart or something. But to absolutely for sure know something, we cannot claim that. So this power, when it pierces, it connects us with that all-pervading power that is all around us and is doing all the living work. That power that turns flowers into fruits, that power that makes so many trees blossom, that power that does all the living work, we get connected to that all-pervading power of God. And that power starts flowing through us. It starts flowing, and because this is all nervous system, we understand on the physical side, all of this is expressed. So the ending points of the nervous system is, in fact, our hands, our fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These are the places of the 7 centers on our palms. For the first time, we feel what is wrong with us or what is right with us. So this power that starts flowing through us, we feel it as cool vibrations. And this awakening happens like that, split of a second, and we start feeling these vibrations on our hands. This is called as Param Chaitanya. Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya who established the four Char Dham and all of that, he talked about vibrations. He wrote a book, in fact, named as Saundarya Lahari, means beautiful vibrations. He says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Salilam Salilam Chaitan. That means cool, cool vibrations. So this is what happens to us. In Bible, it is called as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. It is so amazing, but no, we have not understood how can hands give witness. So let's say one of or the other of your chakras are catching. So that particular chakra's finger will start little itching or burning when you meet it. So you know that that particular chakra is not okay. In Sahaja Yoga, you get this knowledge first, what is not okay. Then you can also correct yourself because these vibrations are now flowing. This is, in fact, the power of God that has created us. We can use that to correct ourselves. So we can put those chakras all right. That is how many times many diseases also get cured in Sahaja Yoga. Many of our problems, which are mental, physical, emotional, familial, money troubles, many things, they're all in fact related to these chakras and nadis. They govern our complete being. When they are put all right, everything around us also gets put all right. It's unbelievable, but it's true, absolutely true. So we get to know what chakras are catching. We can put these all right. We can even check this about others. And we can put them all right also by giving them self-realization. This really is truly amazing, but it can happen soon. Now, let's say uh, I'm a normal human being living my life, and I start getting some pain in my stomach. I go to the doctors, and the doctor tells me that, "Sir, you have only few months left to live." And I would be surprised. How is that possible? I don't know anything about myself. For the first time, you get to know. Because if there's a problem brewing, also, you'll get that chakra catching and you can correct it. If I'm a very egoistic person, gets angry with everyone, tortures everyone's life, and is just shouting all the time, getting angry, I cannot know for sure, and nobody can tell me because how dare they tell me? But let's say when I get my realization, I start meditating. My one finger may get a lot of itching and burning. And I'll ask, because this knowledge is again completely freely available. A chakra is caught up for many reasons, by the way. But one of the reasons for this finger to get caught up is because you are a very egoistic person. You get very angry with others. So then the person knows. But he doesn't correct himself. The correction happens by the Kundalini and the power flowing through us. Slowly and gradually it happens. Because even if I am told something and I know for sure, I cannot put myself all right. So this great happening happens because this power starts flowing through us and we get an awakening and we get to know for sure there is God, there is divine power. It starts flowing through us. Now, one other thing that happens here is that let's say I want to know a person standing in front of me, is he a divine person or he's just someone who has put on some clothes and is acting like a divine person? I can check their vibrations. If there is cool vibration flowing from that person, then he is a divine person. If there is hot and itching and all of that unpleasant thing coming up, then it's not. And you can ascertain these by checking vibrations of the real incarnations that we know and the other folks. So it is all completely practical. You daily practice it and know it. And in your day to day life, you learn, oh, yes, this is true. That is how it works. And all of this knowledge about these chakras, nadis, and why they get caught up, how to correct them, and so many things around them. There are deities governing each of them. Shree Mataji has talked about them, all of this in great details in thousands of lectures in Hindi, English, Marathi languages. There are really thousands of them because she traveled across the globe. Her husband was with the United Nations as the head of the International Maritime Organization. 7 times he was selected unanimously, and she had to stay in London alone. And that is how she could spread the word and travel across the world. Now, Sahaja Yoga is practiced across maybe 140 odd nations by now. And it is all free of cost. You don't pay because it is impossible to pay for something like this. There's nothing that you can give for something like this. It is like telling Mother Earth, take 100 rupees and give me a tree of mango. So it is really as absurd as that. That is how Shrimataji has kept the first condition that it will always be free of cost. Now, this is all the theory part, and there is really so much to talk about. But let's go for the most important bit, which is self realization. And that we'll attempt now. First of all, if you're sitting on the ground, you can sit cross-legged as it is shown here and keep both of your palms open in your lap. And we'll sit straight, not very straight. If you're sitting on the sofa or a chair, you can put both of your feet apart and sit as is shown here. If there's anything tight on your body, if it's a watch, spectacles, of course, you should take it out. If anything on the fingers or on the waist or anything like that on the neck, you should just take them out or loosen them up because they should not bother you in meditation. Your attention should not go there. So that is critical. Now, there are a few steps that we'll just see, and these steps help our chakras and nadis to get balanced and cleared out a little bit before we get our self-realization. So we help ourselves a little bit. We'll do these steps now with our eyes open. We can do it alone. Later on, we'll do them with our eyes closed and we'll have some prayers going on. So the first step is where we put our right hand on the Mother Earth. Put the right hand on the Mother Earth and the left hand is open in our lap as it is shown here. Then in the next step, we'll put the right hand in our lap. The left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in our lap. Left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Next, we'll put both the hands on the Mother Earth. As it is shown here. After this, The next steps have all to be done with the right hand. So the left hand will keep open in our lap as it is. Now, that left hand is the representative of our left channel, which is the channel of desire. So we keep it open and show the desire that we want our self-realization. And with the right hand that represents the right channel, we do the actions, which is the channel of action. So the right hand, we keep it on our heart. This is the place of the spirit, the Atma inside us. And we have some prayers here. Then we keep this hand on our forehead like this, like we would in a headache, and press from both the sides. While pressing, we'll bend our head forward a little. It is important that we do this. In the next step, we'll stretch our fingers completely and place the center of our palm at the top of our head where the fontanelle bone area is, where it was a soft bone when we were kids, and move it while pressing in a clockwise direction. Move it while pressing in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves around. Again, our head will be bent forward. After this, of course, we'll see the vibrations coming even from the top of our head and touching our hand. Now, as we said, that self-realization cannot be attained by ourselves. We need someone who can give it to us. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi's photograph is very special. It emanates those vibrations that makes this great happening possible inside of us. None of the great saints and incarnations were really photographed till now. And that is how this photo becomes very, very special. We'll have to keep all our questions and doubts aside for now. And let's take an assumption that this is so. It's a hypothesis. If proven right, we'll believe it to be true as truly open-minded scientists. We will open both of our hands in our lap now and sit cross-legged if you're sitting down. If you're sitting on a chair or sofa, etc. You can put both of your hands apart, feet apart on the ground and keep your hands open in your lap. We shall sit straight, not very straight, not slouching. And we look at Shree Mataji's photograph. The only thought in our minds that want our self-realization and nothing else. Want this great happening to happen inside of us. Only if we want this ardently, this great thing is going to happen. Now we can slowly close our eyes and bring our attention inside. For now, just see what is happening inside of us. Now, we shall do the steps that we had just seen. We'll keep our left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. Left hand to be open in our lap, right hand is to be placed on our Mother Earth. This step is for balancing of our left channel, Ida Nadi. So we will pray here, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring my left channel into complete balance. We'll bring our attention to our left palm as well and just see what is happening here right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth and bring it into complete balance. Now we'll bring a right hand into our lap and place the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky, right hand to be placed in our lap, open. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my right channel through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Just bring our attention to both of our palms and see what is happening there. Just have to watch. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element and bring it into complete balance. Now we shall place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channel, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into complete balance. Mother, please bring me into complete balance and present. Now, we'll again bring both the hands in our lap. And the next steps are to be done with the right hand only. The left hand will be open in our lap. Right hand, we place it on our heart and press it here so that we feel our heart beat. This is the place of the spirit inside us. Inside all of us resides the Atma, which is the reflection of the Paramatma and is witnessing everything that we do. The only eternal thing is the Atma. The rest all is, in fact, fleeting, very momentary. So the truth is that we are the pure spirit. We'll say and assert this with full confidence. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but this pure spirit. Not this body, mind, thoughts, desires, whatever we think of ourselves. This is not me. I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as I am the pure spirit, I am not guilty of anything. There is another chakra that gets caught up because of feeling guilty, and because of that particular chakra, we do not feel the vibrations. So we have to say with full confidence that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. God Almighty is the ocean of love, ocean of compassion, the ocean of forgiveness. You can leave everything at His lotus feet and He can absolve it. We have to say and believe and assert, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we bring this hand to our forehead and place it across. The right hand on our forehead placed across and press from both sides like we would in a headache and bend our head forward. Here we have to forgive everyone without remembering anybody's name, without thinking of anything in particular. Just a blanket forgiveness to one and all. If we don't forgive, chakra doesn't open and we lose out an opportunity here. Without forgiving, actually, we don't do anything also. Just play into the hands of people who have done us wrong. When we forgive, God takes over. So we forgive everyone and say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Our head bent forward. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, for our own satisfaction, say that, O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. O God, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. Now I'll bring this right hand to the top of our head. Place the center of our palm on the fontanelle bone area. Push back the fingers completely and press the center of our palm on the fontanelle bone area. And while pressing, move it in a clockwise direction. We have to bend our head forward again. With the palm, we'll press our fontanelle bone area and move the scalp while pressing in a clockwise direction. We'll keep doing this slowly till we pray here. Here, we have to ardently request. Without us asking for it, we cannot get our self-realization. We have to say that, Mother, please may I have my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, may I please have my self-realization. We'll stop moving our hand and bring it back into our lap. Keep our attention where our hand was, the top of our head, and both the hands open in your lap. Now sit for a few seconds in meditation. We can slowly bring our attention to both of our palms now. At the center of our palms, just see if there's a cool breeze coming out. Do we feel that? Can be in one hand or both the hands. It can also be hot right now. We just watch it. But it is subtle, so we look at it minutely. Now we bring the attention to our fingers, at the tip of our fingers. See if there's a itching or burning or hand crawling kind of a thing in one or the other finger, in one hand or both the hands. These are our chakras that are being worked upon by Kundalini method. Now, once again, we bring the right hand at the top of our head above the fontanel bone area and move the hand. So it will be a few inches just above where we had pressed and moved. And just move the hand back and forth and see if there's a cool breeze coming out of her head touching your palm. There'll be a minute or subtle feeling, so look at it carefully. It can also be hot. Bring the hand back into your lap. See the same thing from a left hand. So our left palm just a few inches above the fontanel bone area. Move it back and forth. And right, we see that feel cool breeze coming out and touching our palm from a particular place. Now, as the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up, elbows straight, palms open towards the sky, and push back our head. We'll ask one of these three questions three times. Oh God, is this the all pervading power that does everything? Is this the Param Chaitanya, Brahma Chaitanya? Is this the divine energy, the cosmic energy? Any question three times. We'll bring both of our hands back into our lap. In answer to your questions, the vibrations would have improved on my hands. We'll once again keep our attention at the top of our head and sit in meditation for a few seconds. We can now slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You can see that there are no thoughts right now. This is the first boon that we get after our self-realization, and the state is called as thoughtless awareness. We feel a bliss and a lot of peace right now. Bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini Mother inside for this blissful experience. For those of us who have recently joined, this is like the sprouting of a seed. which has to become a tree. The way to do that is to meditate daily in the morning and in the evening, just for 5 to 10 minutes. How to do that, you can learn by joining WhatsApp group or in the YouTube channel itself. There are small videos around that. The link to the YouTube group, YouTube channel and WhatsApp group are given in the chat on the YouTube chat box. One can access that. Also, we must meditate daily collectively. There are centers in almost all the cities and towns of the country and also in many other countries. You can find out the nearest center and attend. There is a link given for that as well in the YouTube chat. There are some methods that we must learn to protect ourselves and cleanse ourselves. There are processes of taking bandhan and doing foot soak daily, which you can again learn on the YouTube channel itself how to do. Also, you can continue attending these sessions for a few days so that you let this experience establish because it takes a little bit of time to really understand and grasp what is going on. As you mentioned, you have 3 sessions going on daily, one in the morning at 8, one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are in fact in Hindi. Only on Sunday morning we have a session in English, and on Saturday morning one session in Marathi for seekers who requested to understand in other languages. Apart from this, we have one session daily at 5:30 p.m. for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. You can attend any of these sessions and bring your friends and family whom you think may benefit from this. As there are no questions today, we'll end the session here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji.